Hi, it's Susan here and welcome to In the Craft Room. In the last episode, we began our Mittens Appliqué square. We traced out the design onto the Bonder web, cut it out and ironed it onto the fabric pieces, which we then cut out and pressed onto our backing fabric. Welcome to part 2, where I'm going to stitch around all of her pieces and then I'm going to paint her features in with fabric paint. Let's get sewing. I'm going to be stitching around Mittens pieces using this brown cotton, similar to her biscuit fabric of her body. I've stitched around Mittens with the brown on all of the biscuit fabrics. I really like this zigzag stitch. It looks quite furry and adds to the texture of the fabric. I've changed my cotton to white. With the white, I'm going to stitch around her dress next. Mittens is stitched all around. I'm really happy with her. I'm getting better with using the sewing machine and stitching around the fabrics, and I think she's looking good. I'm going to pack away the sewing machine. We're finished with this for today, and I'm going to bring out the fabric paints next. So I've set up all of the fabric paints. In case you don't know, I like to use the Tulip Slick dimensional fabric paints. I've used these on a few of the squares so far. I've used them on Benjamin Bunny and Miss Moppet. I've also got my fabric markers, which I like to outline with, and my brushes and some plates to mix the colours with. My first step is to pencil in all of the details on Mittens. I'm going to be using this picture here in the magazine as my guide. Mittens is penciled in. I'm going to go over her with the marker. It's time to mix the paints. I'm going to mix up a lighter brown first. So I've got the colour that I'm after. I'm going to be now painting it in onto Mittens. So I'm finished painting and marking in all of Mittens' details. I'm going to pack this up, let her dry and seal her in with a hot iron. So Mittens is complete, but there's one more thing we need to do. And out come the floral motifs. I've got these little daisies with a blue centre, which I'm going to place around her. I think they're really sweet and matches her dress to a T. I've got my placement where I would like the daisies to be positioned. I'm going to set them in their spot with some Sew Quick fabric glue. When they're dry, I'm going to stitch them in by hand. All of the flowers are glued into place with the Quick Sew fabric glue. It takes about 30 minutes to dry and it's sealed in with a hot iron. When it's dry, I'm going to hand stitch all of these little flowers in. I'm really happy how Mittens turned out. She's got character and she looks really sweet and feminine. I hope you enjoyed making your Mittens Applique square. I certainly did. I've improved with my sewing machine sewing around the individual applique pieces, and I really like the neatness at the back when using the sewing machine. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please don't forget to send in pictures of your work so we can feature them in a following episode. See you next time. Bye.